Welcome to Warren Wilson, everybody, on a 52-degree, beautiful day outside. We're inside DeVries Gym. It's basketball time once again today on the All Sports Network. A big USC AA showdown is set to tip off between the 6th-ranked Warren Wilson Owls and the 7th-ranked Johnson Wildcats. Hi, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you once again. Johnson Wales coming in 14-10, 3-9 on the road. Head coach Jim Cassianato will start this way. At one guard, it's number 0, DeQuincy Bennett, a senior 5'11" from Savannah, Georgia. At the other guard, it's number 1, Joshua Cohen, a junior 6'3" from Newark, New Jersey. And the third guard is number 5, Nick Crawford, a junior 6'2" from Atlanta, Georgia. Up front tonight for the Wildcats, it's number 2, Tremaine Parker, a sophomore 6'5" from Warrensville, South Carolina. And number 23, Ricky Porter, a junior 6'5" from Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's the starters for the number 7 team in the USC AA. Now the Warren Wilson Owls coming in 15-11, 8-4 here at home. Head coach William Montz, 31-24 in his second season, starts this way. At one guard, it's number 2, Stephen Horton Jr., a sophomore 6'1", 185 pounds from Yokohama, Japan. At the other guard for the Owls, number 3, Ty Johnson, senior 6'2", 180 from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And the third guard, number 33, Stephon Cates, a freshman 6'1", 165 pounds from Oxford, North Carolina. Up front for the Owls tonight, number 22, Garth Bailey, a sophomore 6'1", 190 from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. And number 32, Thomas Hay, a sophomore 6'3", 185 pounds from Waynesville, North Carolina. So the Owls coming in off of that bad loss against Piedmont International, losing Justin Gagne in the process. Gagne is not starting and will not play tonight after suffering a rib injury. So a big loss in a big moment for the Owls. Whoever wins this game is pretty much booking their trip to Pennsylvania. We'll talk more about the playoff implications as the game goes along. Warren Wilson, Johnson and Wales, 3-2. The record all time in favor of Warren Wilson, but Johnson and Wales a 19-point victory earlier in Charlotte. As we're underway with the Owls controlling the tip, moving from right to left on your screens and tablets. It's Cates into the forecourt. Thomas Hay, top of the key. Bounce past to Horton Jr. So Cates getting the start. Pass intended for him, intercepted by Parker. Parker floats it up off the back of the rim, no good. Ball tipped out. Bennett comes up with it, swings it to Parker on the left wing. Wildcats have won 7 of their last 9. Parker in the lane. Porter, turnaround shot left of the lane, rims out. Ty Johnson collects the rebound. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Johnson and Wales a good field goal shooting team as Cates is stripped. Crawford comes up with it, swings it to Cohen, lays it up, rejected by Thomas Hay. Big block by Thomas Hay. He's got 24 on the season. Hay can't get the bucket, but he's fouled on the nice dish by Horton Jr. So Thomas Hay came in 11th in the USC AA in blocks on the season. Tremaine Parker in the starting lineup for the Wildcats. He's 7th with 25 on the season. Hay, first free throw up and in, and the first point of the ball game belongs to Warren Wilson. The Owls, 71.7 points per ball game. Johnson and Wales, 75.1, but they give up a few as well as Hay misses the second, and Porter on the tip to himself gets the rebound. Into the forecourt, it's Crawford. Right side, Bennett. Crawford out near midcourt will set it up for Johnson and Wales. Near side to Cohen. Over to Bennett. Bennett from way downtown can't get it to go. Tip for the rebound. Thomas Hay comes up with it. And he gets it to Horton Jr. Crawford was all over him. Garth Bailey driving on the baseline but stepped out of bounds. So another turnover. And the ball will go back to the Wildcats. So Johnson Wales, as I mentioned, 8th in the USC AA shooting the basketball, 5th in three-point shooting, Owls in that trapping pressure. Crawford, Bennett, now back to Crawford, so no trouble for the Wildcats that time. Parker top of the key, guarded by Hay. Swings it left side, driving in Cohen. Back out Parker for three, short on the shot. Garth Bailey, good box out as he pulls down the rebound, and he's fouled from behind by Crawford. So it's still 1-0 here, about 2 minutes into the ball game. Cates inbound to Horton Jr. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Ty Johnson had 34 points in that loss to Johnson & Wales in January. He gets his first touch here tonight. Calling for the ball on the left block. Garth Bailey instead asks for a screen. Now the tie on the left. Johnson with 12 to shoot. Will rise from way downtown and hit it. Ty Johnson, the nation's leader in three-point attempts, and makes his 98th of the year. Horton Jr. falls down. Crawford strong to the bucket, leaves it underneath. Good pass to Porter, who lays it up. Johnson & Wales getting on the board. Horton Jr. into the forecourt, out to Cates, rises for three, yes! Stephon Cates looking to fill that role left by Justin Gagne, gets his first one to go, and it's 7-2. Crawford looking for Cohen, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Cates. So it'll be Cohen who will inbound it. Wildcats, as I mentioned, just 3-9 on the road. 9 of their 10 losses coming on the road. 86.7 points per ball game at home, just 64.8 points per ball game on the road. Crawford. Now Cohen over on the far side. Back to Crawford on the near side. Swings it Parker. Parker at the half circle. Gets it out Bennett from deep. Missed it back rim. Long rebound controlled by Parker. Parker left of the lane. Out to Cohen. Corner jumper. Yes, and it's a three. So Cohen came in 43% from behind the arc. 18 points against the Owls in the win in January. Gets his first three here tonight. And it's a 2-point ball game. Stephon Cates cut off, looking for some help. Cates got to get it away. Got it to Hay just before the 5-second call. Now back to Cates. Cates right of the lane looking for Hay. And Parker was there to intercept. Parker swings it out. Cohen catch and shoot three. Yes, again. Johnson & Wales takes its first lead of the night at 8-7. 4+ minutes in. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Swings it to Cates on the left. Rises for the three. Instead pulls it back. Good crowd on hand. A lot of students here in attendance today. Horton Jr. looking for some help. Gets it to Ty Johnson with 10 to shoot. Ty Johnson looking to drive on Cohen. Instead rises. Can't bank that one in. The rebound controlled by Porter. Good defense by Cohen on both three-point attempts by Ty. Ty just got the first one to go somehow. Parker. Now Porter. Turnaround shot. Short. Cates with the rebound. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Cates thought about it. Instead left of the lane. Swings it out. Horton Jr. Nice moves by Steven as he buries the open jumper. So Horton Jr. a couple of nice moves to get himself open. Buries his first jumper, and the Owls go back up by 1, 9-8. Well, this is shaping up for what we thought it might be, which is a good one between these two teams looking to clinch, or at least in theory, clinch a playoff spot. You got to think whoever wins this game has to be in. Crawford on the left. Parker top of the key. Swings it out. Cohen. Dribble and a three. His third of the night. Cohen averages 9.4 points per ball game as he gets the first one to go. So he's got three, here tonight. So he's averaging 9.4. He's got 9 already. Johnson & Wales up by 2. Cassiano, the first-year head coach. What a job he's done with this Wildcats team. They were around a 500 team before he came in. Bailey for three, no good. And the rebound controlled by Parker. Parker swings it to Cohen in the forecourt. Cohen strong to the bucket, can't get the roll. Credit Bailey on the defense as he comes up with the rebound. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Horton at the elbow, out to Ty in the corner. Driving on the baseline, spins, gets it out to Bailey. Bailey drives to the bucket, had his shot rejected by Porter. Tried to save it, but bounce passes it right to Bennett. So here come the Wildcats, leading by 2. Parker over to Crawford. He's open for three, an air ball. Ty Johnson with the rebound. Horton Jr. will slow it down now. The Owls don't want this game in the 80s. They like it right where it is right now, 11-9. Bailey had it poked from behind. Good defense by Crawford. Crawford catches the pass. 1-on-1, 1-on-2 now. Short on the shot. Horton Jr. with the rebound. He'll push it. Steven out to Ty for three. Yes! 12-11. Warren Wilson up by 1. Timeout on the court. 30-second timeout. Let's look at the playoff scenarios for Warren Wilson. Warren Wilson, the road to Uniontown for them. They have a power rank of 2, schedule strength of 4, and currently in the 6th spot in the coaches poll. 15-11, you can look at the key wins for the Owls against Pfeiffer at D2, Greensboro at D3, and Montreat in NAIA, but they do have some bad losses to Barber Scotia, to Piedmont, and to Toccoa. Johnson and Wales, let's take a look at their road to Uniontown. Power rank of 4, schedule strength 6th, and coaches poll, they are 7th, right behind the Owls, 14-10. Key wins against the Owls earlier. Also, they defeated Montreat, St. Joe's, Vermont. They don't have any bad losses, folks. The Cats, their only losses are against NCAA D1, D2, or D3s. So they don't have really any hiccups on their schedule. Despite being only 4 games over 500. Into the forecourt now, it's Parker out of the timeout. Cohen drives on the baseline, cut off, back out to Parker. Parker drives on Hay, can't get the bucket, but Hay fouls him from behind. That is team foul number 1 on the Owls. Obviously the first on Thomas Hay as well. So at the line, Tremaine Parker, 70% free throw shooter, toes the line. First one is short. Couple of subs for Johnson and Wales coming in. David Bargamento on for the first time. Also checking in is Miles Boone, the freshman. E.J. Patterson, Timmy Johnson out there for Warren Wilson. Parker trying to get 1 out of 2. He does, and we are tied. A dozen each. Ty Johnson, Timmy Johnson in the backcourt. Timmy will walk it across the timeline and into the forecourt. Timmy Johnson bounce pass to the cutter. Cates leaves it for Patterson, who lays it up and in. 14-12 now, Warren Wilson. Back up by 2. Back and forth kind of game already. Several lead changes. Almost a great play by Cates, but instead the pass from Crawford underneath Porter puts it up and in. We're tied again at 14. Timmy Johnson walks it into the forecourt. Second last home game for the Owls. They'll take on College of Faith on Senior Day, Saturday at 3. Patterson top of the key. Timmy Johnson between the circles from Ty. Back over to Ty from way downtown. Too strong on that one. Tip for the rebound. You got 2 Owls tipping it. Coming up with it is Porter. Swings it to Crawford. Crawford into the forecourt. Left wing Bargamento. Cross court Crawford. Owls in a zone here. Parker takes a dribble. Back over Crawford. 17 to shoot. Parker rises up at the free throw stripe. No good. Cates with Crawford on him. Cates able to hold him off and get the rebound. Now Timmy Johnson into the forecourt. Johnson into the lane. Spins, scoops it, and gets it to go. 16-14. Inbound to Boone. Boone almost threw it away. Thomas Hay came flying in, and they say Bargamento touched it last. Garth Bailey checking back in. Horton Jr. in. Thomas Hay will sit down. Steph Cates will also come out. Nearing the midway point of this first half. Horton Jr. at the half circle. Over to Bailey on the right. Bailey. Patterson now Garth. Bailey will back it out. And away from the ball, we're going to get a foul on Boone. Boone a little over aggressive on Ty Johnson. So fresh 35 to work with for the Owls here. 10:44 to go in the first half. Ty Johnson inbound right of the basket. Horton Jr. driving on the baseline on Bennett. Double team, ball deflected, taken away Bargamento. Swings it over to Parker. Parker left of the lane, tried to bank it, no. Put back by Porter, no. Tip for the rebound, Patterson, Porter. Porter wins the battle, and he is fouled. Great hustle by both of these teams here in this first half. It'll be Porter to go to the line. Second team foul on the Owls. Ricky Porter is a 70% free throw shooter on the season. Porter 14.6 points per ball game, just behind Parker's 14.8 for the team's lead. First free throw is short though. Owls, if they can keep this score as low as it is, low scoring game benefits Warren Wilson. As I mentioned, the offense for the Wildcats, plus 30 points compared to wins and losses. They average 88 in wins, 57.1 in losses. So just under 30-point difference. Timmy Johnson on the left wing now for Warren Wilson. Garth Bailey at the top. Back over to Timmy on the left wing, guarded by Parker. Timmy to the block. Out to Bailey. Bailey with 8 to shoot, had it poked away, and it's last touched by Parker. So 6 on the shot clock as Crawford comes back in for the Wildcats, replacing Parker. I mean, the Cats guards at 6'3" are as tall as Thomas Hay, the Owls post player. Horton Jr. can't get the roll with 2 to shoot, but he's fouled and will go to the line. So that gives you some indication what the Owls are up against tonight. Of course, we saw the Owls play well against Pensacola Christian and get that victory over a much taller Pensacola Christian team. So they've done it before. Horton Jr., 48% at the line this season, and misses the first. Steven toes the line and missed them both. Rebound control by Crawford. That was the 4th team foul for the Wildcats, by the way. Owls have 2. Cohen, right side, Crawford. Bennett between the circles. Over to Cohen for 3. It's short. Offensive rebound by Crawford. Bargamento rises from the baseline, no good. Bailey collects the rebound. Stephen Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Ty Johnson over to Bailey. Bailey drives left of the lane, behind the back to Ty. Step back 3, no good. Tip for the rebound. Horton Jr. trying to save it. It's going to go out of bounds, and they will say it's last touched by Warren Wilson. So the Cats get it back, and another sub. Parker will come back into the ball game after a short breather as Porter sits down for the Cats. So Johnson and Wales looking to get the lead back. We've had about 3 or 4 lead changes already. Couple of ties. Bargamento, left wing, Cohen. Parker, left of the lane, into the lane, post up Patterson, and gets it to rim in. So Johnson and Wales takes the lead back, 17-16. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at Warren Wilson. See a lot of pink on the shoes and socks of the players. We also made the owl pink on your scoreboard as well. Horton Jr. in. Turnaround shot. No good. Rebound controlled by Crawford, who will bring it up for the Cats. Swings it left side, Bargamento. Bargamento strong to the bucket. Too strong off the glass, though. Tip for the rebound. Bailey comes up with it. You see the active hands by the Owls. They know it's going to take a team effort as they're undersized. Timmy Johnson rises for three. Wild shot. Rebound controlled by Bennett. Good thing for the Wildcats as they make their postseason push is they've got size, and they've got a lot of size that can bring the ball up the court as Cohen's short on the shot. Timmy Johnson into the forecourt. Horton Jr. drives to the bucket, floats it up, can't get it back rim. Rebound controlled by Parker. When you have a big, as we're going to get a timeout by Johnson and Wales, when you have bigs that can bring it up, your fast break is that much more effective. So timeout on the court, we'll take it with them. 7:46 left to go. A good one brewing. Johnson and Wales by one. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Quick look at the upcoming broadcast schedule as we start to wind down the season. Friday, the ladies back in action. Warren Wilson women picking up a big victory today. Saturday, it's our last men's game of the season. The men taking on College of Faith. Senior day, we'll talk with Ty Johnson. Out of the timeout, couple of subs for the Owls. Stephon Cates, Thomas Haig, Chris Dillard on for the first time. They join Timmy and Ty Johnson out on the court. That's the 5 for the Owls. Crawford driving to the bucket. Over to Bennett from way outside. Short on the 3. Tip for the rebound. Crawford has it. Put back no good. Parker with another rebound. Parker skies it over to Cohen on the right. Up top, Bargamento. Bargamento pass off the knee of Crawford. Chris Dillard comes up with the steal. Timmy Johnson into the forecourt. Bounce pass to the cutter. Ty leaves it. Nice pass to Hay, who lays it up but can't get it to rim in. Bargamento with the rebound. Wildcats into the forecourt, leading it by 1. A defensive game. We expected a few more points on the board than what we have right now, but if you're an Owls fan, be happy with that. Nice strong move to the bucket by Crawford as he gives Johnson and Wales a 3-point lead. It's their biggest lead of the night so far. In this tight back and forth 6-7 matchup here in the USCAA. Thomas Hay at the half circle, over to Timmy Johnson on the right, guarded by Bargamento. Had it stripped and then touched it last as it went out of bounds. So turnover by the Owls, gives the ball back to Johnson and Wales as Porter checks back in. And Crawford will sit down. So 5 on the floor for Johnson and Wales. It's Bennett, Parker, and Bargamento in the backcourt. Up front, it's Cohen and Porter. Bargamento skies it. Bennett into the forecourt. So far, no trouble on the press for the Wildcats. That's a bad sign if you're an Owls fan. Owls 6-2 when they have 10 or more steals. They are 8-2 when they have 8 or more. So far, only a couple. Bennett had it stripped but got it back. Bargamento with 12 to shoot. Over to Bennett on the left. Here's Porter. Porter driving left of the lane. Shot short. Rebound controlled by Cates. Under 6 to go here in this first half. Timmy Johnson over to Cates on the right wing. Thomas Hay right post. Up top, Dillard. Dillard drives in and traveled with the basketball. So turnover gives the ball back to Johnson and Wales. Horton Jr. is going to come into the ball game. And Timmy Johnson will come out. Coming up at halftime, we'll take our usual break. Come back in about 10 minutes with the first half stats. Be interesting to see how many ties and lead changes there have been so far, although the Owls haven't scored in a while. Cohen. Parker, turnaround shot off the side of the rim. Tipped rebound. Ty Johnson comes up with it. Horton Jr. into the front court. Cates, top of the key. Fakes the three, drives to the bucket, and had it stripped, but they call a foul on Johnson and Wales. Parker picks up the foul. That's the 5th team foul. Owls with 2. They say Cates is in the act of shooting, so Steph will go to the line. Stephon, 71% free throw shooter, toes the line, and the first one rims in. So a chance for the Owls to cut it to 1 here. Chris Dillard out, Garth Bailey checking back in, Parker out for the Wildcats, Crawford checking back in for him. Cates gets the second one to go. 1-point ball game, 19-18. Bargamento, Bennett. Now Crawford into the forecourt. Right wing Bargamento. Bennett between the circles, swings it left side to Crawford. Crawford to the baseline. Bounce passes it out. Bargamento for 3, buries it. Big shot by Bargamento off the bench, 42% from behind the arc. They've got several players, the Wildcats, that shoot 40% or more from downtown. Lead out to 4 now. Thomas Hay, Cates. Cates to the top of the key, spins and traveled with the basketball. I think Cates is appealing for a foul, but it's another turnover for the Owls. Bennett, Crawford, back to Bennett. And with a couple seconds to spare, Crawford able to beat the 10-second clock. Bennett on the left wing now, up top Cohen. Right side Crawford. Crawford guarded by Horton Jr. out to Bargamento. Corner 3 is good, and Johnson and Wales starting to separate a little bit now, 25-18. Owls got to get it going on the offensive end. Bailey, Ty Johnson. Johnson with Cohen draped all over him. Out to Bailey again. Garth driving in, kicks it out. Cates, catch and shoot 3, grazes the rim. Put back by Johnson is there. Big bucket for the Owls. They needed that one. Well, they changed that 3 to a 2 as Crawford can't get the layup. Bargamento gets the rebound, so it's not a 3, it's a 2. Bargamento throws it away. It's a steal. Horton Jr. out to Ty for 3. Can't get it to go. Tip for the rebound. Horton Jr. collects the rebound. Horton Jr. into the lane and called for the offensive foul as Bennett takes the charge for the Wildcats. No, the fans don't like that call with 3:04 left to go. A vocal crowd. Bargamento comes out. Coming back in is Parker. E.J. Patterson returning for the Owls. Thomas Hay heads to the bench. So, Wildcats with the basketball. Leading by 4. They've led by as many as 7. The Owls a couple of times had a minimal lead as well. Crawford drives in, scoops it to Porter. Couple of fakes, short on the shot. Patterson with the rebound. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Cates top of the key. Cates right of the lane, puts it too strong off the glass. Rebound controlled by Parker, but Cates takes it away from behind. Bailey between the circles with it. Bailey to the elbow. Cates left of the lane. And that ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Porter, I believe. Timmy Johnson back in. Horton Jr. out. Bargamento will return for the Wildcats for Porter. A lot of shuffling of players for both teams, trying to keep everybody fresh here in this important ball game. Bailey, Ty Johnson. Gets it back out to Garth. 10 to shoot for the Owls. 2:05 to go here in the half. Bailey. Bounce pass in for Patterson. Had it tipped. Patterson's going to have to rise from downtown, and that is a shot clock violation. Johnson of Wales came in giving up 75 points per ball game. Some of that is a product of their schedule. They play lots of D1s, D2s, and D3s. In fact, they've played a pretty good Big South schedule. That's so many D1s they've played. Bargamento at the free throw stripe, blocked by Timmy Johnson. Parker comes up with it. Spin, shoots off the back of the rim. No, Bailey able to collect the rebound. Timmy Johnson into the forecourt. Johnson into the lane and lost the handle on it. Cohen comes up with the steal, and he is fouled by Patterson from behind. That's team foul number 4 on Warren Wilson. Wildcats have 5, so no team in any real danger, putting the other into the bonus here late in this first half. Cohen, Bennett between the circles. Bargamento, bounce pass to Parker. Parker drives in. Collapsing defense out to Bennett from way downtown, no good. Bailey gets the rebound. Owls have played well on defense. Need to pick it up on this end of the court, though. Patterson, baseline jumper. Owls have just gone cold here in this first half, and it's been a problem for the last couple of games for the Owls now. Bargamento on the left. Parker. Now it's swung over. Crawford on the right. Cohen. Bennett, same spot. Parker left of the lane to the cutter. Cohen lays it up short, no good. Patterson with the rebound. Shot clock is off here. The Owls can hold it, but Bailey takes a 3 and missed it. Rebound controlled by Crawford. And now it's a rebound. And the Wildcats will wisely hold for the final shot here. Probably what the Owls should have done. Crawford with 5. Crawford with 4. Dribbles in with 2. Put it up, count it, and the foul with 0.3 of a second left. That is how you handle the end of a half, folks. Nick Crawford, 59% free throw shooter, will try to complete the old school 3-point play. Johnson of Wales is led by 7 once in this ball game, looking to match its biggest lead as they go to the locker room, and they do. So 27-20, your score at the half. A low-scoring game between these two USC AA rivals. Folks, we're going to step aside for about 10 minutes or so. We will come back. Wait a minute now. Hang on here. I think the Owls are going to have to inbound it. The clock expired right after the free throw, but there was still 0.3 of a second. What does it mean? Absolutely squat, but the Owls will still have to inbound the basketball, so not quite halftime yet. Cates will inbound it. And now the first half comes to an end. So Johnson and Wales comes to town, building a 7-point lead on the Owls in a low-scoring affair between the 6th-ranked Owls and the 7th-ranked Wildcats. We'll go to halftime for about 10 minutes. We'll come back, bring you the first half stats and second half play-by-play. You're watching Warren Wilson basketball on the Owls Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Your score at half, Johnson and Wales leading Warren Wilson 27-20. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here in Asheville. Second last men's broadcast of the season, and a rough start for the Owls in the first half. Warren Wilson actually outshot Johnson and Wales 32% to 27%, but the Owls with 10 turnovers. That led to 6 points for Johnson and Wales, and that's really about the difference in the ball game. Johnson and Wales 10 out of 37, Warren Wilson 7 out of 22. Leading scorers in the ball game, Joshua Cohen for Johnson and Wales in 18 minutes, 3 out of 8. Hit all 3 from behind the arc. He's got 9 points. 5 points off the bench for David Bargamento on 2 of 5 shooting. 5 apiece for Nick Crawford and Ricky Porter, and 3 for Tremaine Parker. So that's the scoring for Johnson and Wales in the first half. For Warren Wilson, Ty Johnson leading all scorers for the Owls with 8 points on 3 of 7 shooting to go along with 4 rebounds. Stephon Cates in 16 minutes, 1 out of 4 shooting. He has 5 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Other than that, not much offense for the Owls in that first 20 minutes. Stephen Horton Jr. hit a bucket. He has 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. E.J. Patterson in 6 minutes. He's got 2 points and 2 rebounds. Timmy Johnson in 10 minutes has 2 points and 1 rebound. Thomas Hay in 16 minutes, just 1 rebound and 1 point. Garth Bailey 0 out of 3 shooting, did not score. Chris Dillard in 2 minutes, did not score, had 1 steal. So that's how the first half wraps up. A defensive first half, to say the least. Owls going to have to take better care of the basketball to close out this very good Johnson and Wales team. The Wildcats looking to win for the 8th time in the last 10 games. They've won 7 out of 9. Playing in the second of a back-to-back, they took care of Bob Jones in Charlotte yesterday. So Johnson and Wales still just 3-9 on the road, looking for their 4th win. Meanwhile, for Warren Wilson, looking for their 9th win here at home, their 16th win of the season. And folks, the winner of this game, again, likely books a trip to Uniontown, Pennsylvania. The loser still very much alive in the chase. Both of these teams, strong power rankings and schedule strength. Remember, 10 teams will get into that D2 tournament in PA. Underway here in the second half, Wildcats with the basketball. It's Crawford on the right side. Porter calling for it. Instead, Bennett catch and shoot 3. Short. Horton Jr. with the rebound. Horton Jr. bounce past to Bailey. Bailey on the baseline, cut off, gets it back out to Steven. Horton Jr. drives to the bucket, floats it up, can't get it to bank in. Thomas Hay, offensive rebound, and scores. Thomas Hay, 72nd offensive rebound, came in 16th best in the USCAA, hitting the offensive glass. So Hay's first field goal of the night, and the first points of the second half belong to Warren Wilson. Credit the Owls on defense. They played well to limit a very good shooting Johnson and Wales team. That ball deflected out to Crawford. Now Bennett open for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. And Horton Jr. collects the board. Horton Jr. will walk it up. Johnson and Wales, 8th in the USCAA, shooting 46% from the field. So far, just 27% in the game as Cates is blocked. So we'll stay on this end of the court. It'll be Ty Johnson inbound right of the basket. It was 16 to shoot for Warren Wilson. Goes to Cates, top of the key. Horton Jr. with 12 to shoot will set up the offense. Cates on the right. Thomas Hay, Ty Johnson with 5 to shoot. Cates with 3, goes right around the defender and slams it home. Lead is 3 now. Crawford throws it to Bennett in the forecourt. Cohen to Parker. Parker rises short. Tip for the rebound. Put back no by Parker. Second effort had it stripped. Bailey comes up with it. Ty Johnson, pull up three. Off the back of the rim, no good. Horton Jr. with the rebound, deflected it, and saving it is Crawford over on the line. We have had Horton Jr. trying for the steal. Crawford comes up with it, strong to the bucket, short on the shot. It's tipped out. Offensive rebound for Parker. Parker rises inside the arc, no good. Hay with the rebound. We have had 5 lead changes and 2 ties so far in this ball game. So the Owls looking to tie or cut it to 1 here, depending on if it's a 3 or a 2. Cates, top of the key. Bailey for 3 off the back of the rim. Rebound controlled by Bennett. So the Wildcats holding firm on defense. Neither one of these teams is known especially for its defense, but they are both doing the job here tonight. Parker, bounce pass goes to Porter, left of the lane, rises short on the shot, but Porter is fouled and will shoot 2 free throws. That's the first team foul on the Owls here in the second half. Garth Bailey comes out. Danilo Radonjic making his first appearance of the night. Thomas Hay picking up his second foul, and Bennett will inbound it. Over to Parker on the left. Cohen top of the key. Left wing to Bennett. Right side to Parker. Crawford right of the lane. Dishes it out. Bennett open 3. Buries it. Big bucket by Bennett. Quincy Bennett, 40% three-point shooter. And Bennett with his first field goal of the night. Player averaging 13.7 coming in. Radonjic, Horton Jr. on the left. Up top, Thomas Hay. Bounce pass to Radonjic. Danilo takes it to the elbow. Swings it, Horton Jr. up top. Drives right of the lane. Pass deflected and taken away by Crawford. Good defense by Crawford to come up with the steal. Swung left side Bennett. Now Parker up top. Drives in. Shot is up and good by Parker in the lane. Johnson and Wales has its biggest lead of the night at 8. Timeout, Lauren Wilson. Timeout on the court. We will step aside and come right back in 30. Again, a quick look at the upcoming broadcast schedule. On Friday, we're with the women. They take on Hiawassee here at home. Saturday, final men's broadcast of the year. They will take on College of Faith at 3 p.m., senior day. The lone senior is Ty Johnson, so we'll talk to him probably at halftime. Hi, Stacy. Here's Ty Johnson out near midcourt. Johnson to the left side and just lost it out of bounds. So you hate to see that if you're a coach, a turnover right out of the timeout. 32-24. Cats get the basketball back and have the 8-point advantage. It was a 19-point win for Johnson and Wales in their first meeting. Bennett, corner 3, swishes it in. And Johnson and Wales is starting to put some separation between them and the Owls now. Timmy Johnson into the front court. Again, the Owls, if you're just joining us, without Justin Gagne here tonight, suffered a rib injury. Timmy Johnson. Radonjic in the corner, drives in. Danilo, turnaround shot, got it to go. Radonjic hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities, just 1.8 points per ball game, but he's shooting 56% from the field. So he's made the most of his limited opportunities, gets that one to go. Parker on the left wing. There's cross court to Bennett. Bounce past Crawford. Over 2 players, and Thomas Hay takes the charge. So turnover, gives the ball back to Warren Wilson. The Owls looking to string some points together here, go on a run. After falling behind double digits, they now trail by 9. Cates, Timmy Johnson into the forecourt. Swings it right side to Radonjic. Top of the key, Hay, left side, Ty Johnson. Here's Timmy, top of the key. Timmy Johnson drives left of the lane. Step back jumper is short. Tip for the rebound. Hay deflected it. Can he save it? Yes, to Cates. Cates swings it out to Ty. Over to Timmy. Timmy drives right of the lane. Sends it out to Cates. And the Owls will set it up here with 20 on the shot clock. And inside 14 minutes to go. Cates can't get the bucket, but he is fouled. So Steph Cates will go to the line. As I mentioned in the first half, 71% free throw shooter. Cates, 2 out of 2 earlier tonight. Cates, first one, nothing but net. 8-point lead for the Owls. Cates again toes the line and buries the second. So the Owls cut it to 7 after falling behind 11. That full court trap is on again. So far the Wildcats have been almost 100% successful in it as they break the press here. Bennett for 3, buries another one. DeQuincy Bennett was scoreless in the first half. He's got 3 3-pointers here in the second half. And it's a 10-point game again. Thomas Hay, top of the key. Ty Johnson on the left wing. Johnson around 2 defenders. The defense recovers, though. Parker gets the block and the takeaway. Jermaine Parker. Oh, a missed dunk that time by Porter, and the fans let him hear it. Timmy Johnson had it poked away, though, so it's a steal by Porter now. Porter scoops it up and in. And that will cry it, the home crowd. 12-point lead for Johnson and Wales here, and we're going to get another timeout by Warren Wilson. Timeout on the court. We will step aside as well. 12:53 left to go. 40-28. Johnson and Wales leading by 12. You're watching Warren Wilson basketball on the Owl Sports Network. Chris Sheeman back here in Asheville. Warren Wilson down by 12 with the basketball. Glad you could be with us wherever you're watching. If you're in the Queen City watching the Wildcats, or if you're an Owls fan, thanks as always for joining us. Second last men's broadcast of the year. Here's Cates for 3. Short on the shot. Tipped rebound. Comes to Bennett. Boy, Porter took a hard fall, but luckily for Johnson and Wales, he's up quickly. Parker steps into a 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Porter with the rebound. Bargamentos come on. Here's Parker again. Parker, and we have a foul called before the shot. It's on Thomas Hay underneath. That is team foul number 2. Both teams with 2 here with 12-12 left to go. Are they going to say who's in the act of shooting? They are not. Thomas Hay will come out of the ball game. E.J. Patterson back in for Warren Wilson. Bennett to inbound, left of the basket. It's to Crawford. Crawford driving on the baseline, and he traveled with the basketball. So good defense that time by the Owls to force the turnover. Radonjic comes out. Garth Bailey checking in. Can the Owls find some offense? They are stuck on 28 near the midway point of this second half as Ty Johnson gets bumped. Team foul number 3 on Johnson and Wales. Owls struggling on offense for the second straight game. Turning the ball over. Already a dozen turnovers for the Owls, maybe even more than that. E.J. Patterson. Ty Johnson rises from downtown and buries it. Now, if Ty can get it going, that'll be a good indication of where the rest of this game may go for the Owls. Crawford into the front court. Dribbles to the right. To the cutter, Porter at the free throw stripe. Porter scoops it off the glass and in. Big answer by Johnson and Wales there, 42-31. Cates into the forecourt. Cates right of the lane. Guarded by Parker, will back it out now. Parker starting to apply some pressure and forces Cates into the turnover. Now Parker is tied up with Cates. Parker was running his mouth when he should have just been happy that he made a great defensive play, and he's called for the technical foul. And a good job by Cates not to engage so you don't have the double T. So Cates is going to shoot 2 free throws now. And head coach Jim Cassiano is going to talk to his players while Cates shoots these free throws. These are 3 points for the Owls. Coach Cassiano says his piece. And the second one also good. So it's single digits again. Wildcats will keep the basketball. And Porter will inbound it. So Bargamento will bring it up. He's out on the court with Porter, I mentioned. Bennett, Parker, and Crawford. For the Owls, Timmy Johnson, Ty Johnson, Cates, Bailey, and Patterson. Here's Porter at the free throw stripe. Left side, Bennett. Don't think for a minute, folks, as Timmy Johnson's over-aggressive there. That's team foul number 3. Don't think for a minute that there isn't a little bit of a rivalry that's developing here. These two teams separated by a couple of hours, and both USCAA D2 opponents, both looking to book a trip to Uniontown for the national tournament. The Owls have been there the last 2 years. Johnson and Wales looking to get there for the first time, and how about that move by Parker? Lead back to 11. Timmy Johnson, top of the key, takes it to the elbow, to the cutter Bailey, leaves it for Patterson, lays it up and in. So the offense for the Owls is starting to pick up. We got to get some stops though. Bargamento on the right side. This is a difficult team to stop. Easy for me to say. Parker on the right side. Parker to the bucket is fouled and will go to the line. Jermaine Parker, 70% free throw shooter. Both teams with 4 team fouls. And as the conversation starts to pick up more between these two teams, you can expect this one maybe will be called a little tighter down the stretch. Parker can't get that one to go, and I think Kate stepped over the line. So Parker buried the shots, and the official's going to talk about what to do here because he made the shot. Boy, I wish we got that explanation because whatever he said, I would love to hear it. I have no idea what the call is here in this moment. I think they took the free throw off. Boy, that's interesting. So Kate's the lane violation. You would think Parker would get to keep the free throw, but he buries the first one anyways, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Patterson and Timmy Johnson will sit down. Coming back in, Horton Jr. and Thomas Hay. Hay talking to the official as well. A lot of conversation going on out there. And all the while, Parker has to sit here. He's been at the line for over a minute now. And it doesn't matter as he buries them both coolly and calmly. 46-35. 10:05 left to go. And the Owls with the basketball. Looking to keep it around single digits. Midway through this second half. Under 10 to go in the ball game. Playoff positioning, maybe even a playoff spot on the line here tonight. The Owls trying to fight their way back. Ty Johnson right of the lane. Can't get it to go. Porter with the rebound. Here comes Cohen into the forecourt. Cohen swings it to Bargamento. Now Porter deflected. Here's Ty Johnson coming up with it. Horton Jr. Bailey top of the key. Bailey floats it up. Can't get it to go. Bailey tried to tip the rebound. Porter lost his footing and it goes out of bounds. There was a sub for the Wildcats, by the way. On for the first time is Tolbert Holmes. So Ty Johnson will inbound. Owls get an extra possession here. Garth Bailey tries around, and the reverse shot is good as he went right around Holmes. Parker, and we're going to get a timeout by Johnson and Wales. Full timeout, we'll step aside. 9:09 left to go. Johnson and Wales in control. Can the Owls come back? We'll find out when you come back. You're watching Warren Wilson basketball on the Owls Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Here's what's on the line tonight. The road to Uniontown for Warren Wilson. You can see their power rank, schedule strength, coaches poll, all good. All they need to do is win ball games. And for Owls have had some bad losses. We look at the same situation for Johnson and Wales. Johnson and Wales doesn't have any bad losses. As you see their road to Uniontown, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be back with you here at Warren Wilson. 9:09 left to go. 9-point ball game. Johnson and Wales with the lead and the basketball. Cohen catches it out near midcourt over to Bargamento. Cohen top of the key. Swings it to Parker on the near side. Rises for three and hits it. Oh, that is a dagger. So the lead 12 now. Horton Jr. to the bucket. Bailey in the corner. Bailey spins. Couple of fakes. Good defense by the Wildcats, though. Gets it out to Horton Jr. Drives in short on the shot, but he's fouled by Bargamento. Horton Jr. struggling a bit from the free throw stripe. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 49% on the season. First one rims in, though. So the Owls looking to cut it to a 10-point game. That was the 5th team foul for Johnson and Wales, who make a couple of subs. We'll set the 5 for them here in a minute. Horton Jr. gets the second one to go. So for Johnson and Wales, it's Parker, Cohen, and Crawford in the backcourt. Up front, Bennett comes back in. Porter also in the front court. For Warren Wilson, Cates, Horton Jr., Thomas Hayes come back on as Hay is called for the blocking foul. Also on the court, Bailey and Ty Johnson, Stephen Horton Jr., and Steph Cates. So that's the 5 for both teams. Both teams with 5 team fouls now as Thomas Hay has picked up his 4th foul. And will he stay in the ball game? EJ is going to come off the bench, and Patterson will replace Thomas Hay with those 4 fouls. So Parker will go back to the line. Tremaine Parker, on the season, 70% free throw shooter. Gets the first one to go. So Patterson now checking in for Thomas Hay. And Parker gets both of them. 12-point ball game. It's a low-scoring game by both of these teams' standards, but right now Johnson & Wales with the upper hand. E.J. Patterson at the half circle. Bailey, top of the key. Bailey spins in, leaves it for Patterson, who scores. 8:09 left to go. The Owls have to start getting stops here. They've been going back and forth with Johnson & Wales, but Johnson & Wales content to trade baskets here, leading by double digits. Big 3 from way downtown. Parker off the back of the rim, no good. Ball deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson & Wales. So that's one of the stops. Now the Owls have to keep it going on this end as well. Horton Jr. Bailey drives to the bucket, almost fell down, got it out to Cates. Cates fakes the 3. Cates left of the lane, out to Horton Jr., rises for 3. It's short, tip for the rebound, controlled by Cohen. Crawford into the forecourt now for Johnson & Wales. Looking for its 15th win of the season. Came in just 3-9 on the road, but a lot of that has to do with who they play on the road. A lot of D1s and D2s on their schedule. Here's Parker underneath. Porter with the fake. Shot no good. Crawford stays with it, though. He'll back it out. Shot clock did not reset. Crawford to the bucket, and will they count the bucket? Is it an offensive foul? It is not. So count the bucket, and Crawford will go to the line to try to complete the old school 3-point play. That's the 6th team foul as well on Warren Wilson. So they're in danger of sending Johnson & Wales into the 1-and-1. Three-point play completes. And Johnson & Wales continuing to pour it on here tonight. So if the Owls are unable to come from behind, which is looking more and more likely, again, still alive. We'll see what happens with the next coaches poll when it comes out. It'll come out Friday or Saturday. But the Owls are playing with fire here late in this season. Timmy Johnson, strong move to the bucket, gets it to go. Owls are going to need a lot more than that, though, as Crawford gets it into the forecourt. Over the last couple of years, this is when the Owls have started to make a push. Timmy Johnson with the steal. And what do we got? A tripping foul, I believe, on Johnson & Wales. So that's their 6th team foul. Owls will be in the bonus on the next defensive set foul. Radonjic coming back in for the Owls. Timmy Johnson out there. Ty Johnson, Cates, and Patterson. That's the 5 for Warren Wilson. Bargamento back out there for the Wildcats, joining Bennett, Cohen. Radonjic to the bucket. Shot blocked by Parker, who's out there with Porter. But a foul called, so Radonjic will go to the line. That's team foul number 7 on Johnson and Wales. Radonjic was in the act of shooting. Danilo struggling from the line, though, 39%. Gets that one to go, though. Chance to cut it to single digits again. The Owls have been as close as 9 here through most of the second half, but every time they've gotten to that 9-point mark, Johnson and Wales has answered as Radonjic airballs that one out of bounds. So Cats with the basketball. Trying to close this one out and sweep the Owls on the season. Carrying the basketball, they say. Bargamento turns it over. So it'll be Warren Wilson with the basketball. What do we got here? I think we have a timeout by Johnson and Wales. Timeout, 30-second timeout. We'll step aside and come back real quick. Welcome back, everybody. Owls with the basketball, trailing by 10, looking to make a late rally out of the timeout. Timmy Johnson gets it to Ty. Ty dribbling to the left. Back over to Timmy. Swings it right side, Radonjic. Right back to Timmy Johnson. Johnson to the baseline, rises for 3 and hits. Big three-pointer. This is as close as Warren Wilson has been in some time. 5:41 left to go. Do the Wildcats have an answer? Floater by Porter, no good. Tip for the rebound. Radonjic comes up with it. Owls looking to push now. Cates to Ty Johnson. Catch and shoot 3. That bounces up twice. No good. Oh, that would have brought the crowd up. Rebound to the Wildcats. Cohen driving left of the lane. Lost the dribble, and that's going to go out of bounds. Warren Wilson will get the basketball back. Johnson and Wales leading by as many as 13 here late in this ball game. Radonjic on the left wing. Here's Ty Johnson. Johnson step back 3. Yes! It's a 4-point ball game as the crowd comes to its feet. Bargamento. Now Cohen on the left. Parker has played big time today. Parker is going to be fouled by Ty Johnson. That's team foul number 7, so Parker will go to the line for the 1 and 1. Parker again, 70% free throw shooter on the year. 3 out of 4 here tonight. Bargamento out. Bennett comes back in. Or excuse me, it's Crawford who comes back in. Bennett, front end of the 1-1, can't get it to go. Rebound to the Owls. Here comes Warren Wilson, trailing now by just 4. Timmy Johnson. Radonjic on the right side. Back over to Timmy. Looking to get a screen, gets it from Patterson. Drives to the baseline, swings it over to Radonjic in the corner. Radonjic with the fake, puts it up and in. It's a 2-point game. Oh, how does Johnson and Wales respond now? Parker gets it over to Crawford out near midcourt. Crawford guarded by Cates. Here's Cohen, top of the key. Over to Parker. Parker drives to the bucket, floats it up. Can't get it to bounce. Cates with the rebound. Throws full court. Timmy Johnson on the far side of your screen. He'll back it out now for Warren Wilson. Oh, my. Settle in, folks. If you had anybody leave early, call them and tell them to turn the ball game back on. Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson falling down, and we get a timeout first. Timeout on the court. Will take it with them. 3:33 left to go. Owls on the comeback as the home fans come to their feet. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. A look at the upcoming broadcast schedule. On Friday, we're with the ladies. Saturday, men's final home game against College of Faith, but business to take care of first for Warren Wilson, looking to make the comeback. 10 on the shot clock out of the timeout. Owls have 6 to shoot. Timmy Johnson rises again. Yes! Warren Wilson has come back, and they take a 1-point lead. Crawford drives in. Crawford scores. And Johnson and Wales answers back. 6th lead change of the night. Make that 7. Cates. Owls trailed by as many as 13 moments ago. Under 3 to go. Cates directing traffic. Spins in. Looking for the cutter, Patterson. Patterson out to Radonjic on the right. Danilo had it poked away. Good defense by Porter. Here comes Bennett into the forecourt. Right side, Cohen traveled with the basketball. Turnover, ball goes back to Warren Wilson. .238 left to go. Owls trailing by 1. Timmy Johnson into the forecourt. Ty Johnson out near midcourt, guarded by Cohen. Timmy back to Ty. Ty, step back 3. Cohen a hand in his face. Cohen, great defense tonight on Ty Johnson. I mean, he's had a hand. He's been in his face. He's done all you can ask. Foul is called on the rebound, so Parker's going to go to the line. 18 fouls, so Owls sending the Wildcats into the bonus, and it's a 1-on-1 situation for Parker. Parker gets the first one to swish in, lead back to 2 for Johnson and Wales. Parker gets them both. The lead is 3. Timmy Johnson into the forecourt now for the Owls. Cates, Radonjic on the right side. Ty Johnson, same spot. Johnson dribbles to the top. Out to Timmy. Timmy Johnson, 2 big 3-pointers here in this second half. Spins and had it poked away by Crawford. Ty Johnson trying to recover. Crawford missed it. Tip up, no. Crawford, another tip, no, and a foul's going to be called on Warren Wilson, I believe, is going to be called for the foul here. 1:47 left to go. Crawford's going to go to the line. 9 team fouls, so still a 1-on-1 situation. Crawford just 59% free throw shooter. First one is up and in, though. So the lead is 4, 2-possession ball game now. E.J. Patterson checking out. Thomas Hay back in, Radonjic out, Garth Bailey returns. So Crawford looking to get 2 out of 2 here. And he does. 5-point ball game after the Owls took the lead momentarily. Johnson and Wales has answered back. Possession's becoming a premium now with 1:40 to go. Timmy Johnson at the elbow to the cutter tie. Lays it up, gets the roll. Back to a 1-possession game now. Crawford swings it. Parker in the front court, out near midcourt. And we're going to get a timeout by Jim Cassiano. So the Wildcats call timeout. 1:22 left to go. We told you it'd be a good one. Come on back. We won't go away for too long. Welcome back, everybody. Johnson and Wales leading by 3 with the basketball. 1:22 left to go. 24 on the shot clock. Team foul situation. Both teams are in the bonus. The Owls with 19 fouls, so they'll send Johnson and Wales to the double bonus on the next one. 17 fouls for Johnson and Wales, so the Owls in the 1-1. Possession arrow favors Warren Wilson should there be a jump ball called. And it'll be Bennett who will inbound it for the Cats. Goes back to Crawford in the backcourt. Crawford with Cates on him. Swings it to Parker, guarded by Johnson. Parker fouled, I think, before the shot. So that's 10 team fouls. Parker will go to the line to shoot 2 no matter what. So Parker has been busy at the line here tonight. First free throw short. Parker can still make it a 2-possession game, though, with 1:12 to go, if he can make this one. So pretty big consolation point here. He missed them both. Thomas Hay pulls down the rebound. Here come the Owls. Down by 3, Cates, and he's fouled by Parker. So Cates is going to go to the line for the 1-1. That's 5 on Parker, too. So Parker picks up his 5th. That's a big loss. Bargamento, though, pretty good player in his own right, comes in for him. So Cates, 1-1 situation. Chance to cut it to 1. Front end, up and in. Winner of this game likely booking a trip to the national tournament. The loser's still very much alive, but will have some work to do. Cates gets them both. It's a 1-point game. Inbound Bargamento. Throws it to Cohen in the forecourt. Right wing, Crawford. Crawford dribbles in, gets it to the cutter. Porter puts it up and in. Big shot by Porter. Still a 1-possession game, though. 50 seconds left to go. Cates had it poked away. Ty Johnson trying to get it back, and the ball goes out of bounds. Cohen tried to save it, but he couldn't. So the ball out of bounds. Owls will keep it. Shot clock doesn't reset. 25 to shoot. Owls should think about trying to get a quick shot here. If they miss it, they don't have to foul. Instead, they're going to be methodical with it. Now to Cutter. Cates had it blocked. It's a rebound by Porter, and now you got a foul. Bargamento and a late whistle, but the foul is called. So with 24.2, it's simple for Johnson and Wales. If they hit their free throws, they will win the ball game. Bargamento again. Johnson and Wales in the double bonus. First one up and in. Back to a two-possession game. The Owls with 24. Fairly efficient at the three-point shot. Don't have to necessarily go for it in this situation, but not a bad idea. The free throw missed. Hay with the rebound. Owls got to go. They got it in their senior leader's hands. Ty Johnson doubled up. Out to Timmy. Timmy drives in, puts it up, had it blocked. Hay drives for it, and Johnson and Wales comes up with it. Crawford gets bumped with 9.6. Things are starting to look grim for the Owls. Jim Cassiano, first-year coach, and he's got his team on his way to Pennsylvania. Let's see what Crawford can do with these free throws. Missed the first. 9.6 seconds. It'll be a two-possession game no matter what. Owls, realistically, you got to score with about 4 seconds left to go. Johnson and Wales is going to call timeout, so we will keep it here. We've talked a little bit about the implications for the national tournament on this game. Again, whoever wins is most likely in. This game would likely seal a trip to the national tournament in Pennsylvania. If you lose, not necessarily the end of the world. We showed you those graphics earlier in the ball game. You know, both of these teams have the schedule strength, have the power ranking, and have still enough wins to really get a trip, or get their trip. 10 teams get to go to the tournament, and right now, I talked to Ty Johnson before the game, and that's the only thing that's really on his mind. So again, set the game reset for you. 9.6 seconds left to go. Owls, 10 team fouls, 8 for Johnson and Wales. Jump ball possession arrow favors Warren Wilson, should that come into play. 9.6 left to go. No matter what happens on this free throw, Owls have to go. They've got about 4 seconds to score. You want to give yourself at least 4 seconds for a last second shot. So do the math. Back at the line, Crawford. Again, this free throw is missed. Cates into the forecourt. Cates out to Ty. Ty for three. Short on the shot. Tip for the rebound. Johnson and Wales comes up with it, and the Wildcats get the victory to sweep the Owls. Johnson and Wales makes the drive to the mountains and pulls off a 63-59 victory, likely sealing a trip to the national tournament for the first time. So Johnson and Wales, 15-10. They will go home to take on Trinity Baptist on Saturday at 4 p.m. The Owls drop to 15-12. They will take on College of Faith Saturday at 3 p.m. That's also senior day for the Owls. Ty Johnson, we'll talk to him during the game. It's also our final men's broadcast as we take a quick look at the upcoming broadcast schedule. On Friday, we're back with the ladies who are home in a rematch with Hiawassee at 7. Then on Saturday, that game against College of Faith for the men. Then Tuesday, senior day or senior night for the women, as they will take on Bob Jones Tuesday at 6 p.m. So once again, your final score, Johnson and Wales 63, Warren Wilson 59. We'll talk to you again on Friday night, everybody.